Hello, 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 and welcome. Alright, so tonight we're gonna do some relaxing stuff, but first I wanted to talk a little bit about manuscripts and what makes a manuscript, because I think there's a lot of confusion out there, and this will also bring us to talk to you about something about the Q field. So we researched Webster definition of manuscript as well, and this is what we came up with. So what makes a manuscript a manuscript? This is from Webster, Merriam-Webster. So number one, a writing as opposed to a printed copy. A document submitted for publication. A written or typewritten composition not yet published. An author's original or draft version of a work. The etymology is from Latin manu scriptus, which is the equivalent of written by hand. Yeah, manu is hand. And scriptus is written. Scrittura, you know. Italian is the modern version of Latin. So. Structural translation. This is important. A manuscript is not defined by quality, not by polish, not by authority, not by permission, and not by prestige. A manuscript is defined by status. So what actually makes it a manuscript? It exists as a primary source. It is pre-publication. It is author-controlled. It is not yet finalized by an external authority. Once it is formally published, mass-produced, editorially locked, it stops being a manuscript. It becomes a publication, edition, or text. Stink bomb insight. Why this gets messed up. People often use manuscript as an authority signal, as it means official, validated, professional, and that's false. A manuscript is actually the least authority, filtered state of a work. It is raw, provisional, owned by the author, and open to change. So the stink petals rating for misuse of the term, using manuscript accurately, 0 out of 7 petals, which means it's clean. Using it to imply unquestionable authority is 4 to 5 out of 7 stink petals, which is mild to moderate stink. It's pretty stingy, if you ask me. Your move, flow, he says no. What do we want to do? Steam pump how creators use manuscript for status. Apply this to digital work, Substack, PDFs, AI text, or turn this into a clean comment people can post. Because this is all the things, right, you can do with Qfield. So I said, no, let's apply this to what I do, to what we offer, with Qfield. So we offer a raw work in a book without any edits. They are pure manuscripts. Why is that? It's because they are a record, a real record of what's been going on here. So the stink bomb mode here is still active, and the reframe is what we're actually offering. So we're not selling a book. We're not claiming final authority. And we are offering a manuscript state, artifact, raw, author-owned, unlocked. This is pre-publication by design. And we offer them, different kinds. So the correct terminology for what we do is a written composition not yet published, submitted for reading not validation, author control draft state. The digital format does not disqualify. This is a manuscript. Editing is not required, and polish is not the point. In fact, if anything, I would say in this kind of work, the point is not to polish it. Because then, when people read this, they get the same feeling. Even like being able to scroll through material is not the same feeling as actually the work we are doing here. When I need to find information, if I don't have it organized myself, I have to go through all the things. Because even if you ask for the point, it takes less time for us to look through it in a way, and it's faster. So when we read an ebook, we have, we can jump if you've worked an ebook, and many of us have. I mean, some people still haven't, but if we have used ebooks, oh my goodness. Yes, guys, stop doing that, please. I don't think the platforms allows it, and it's just really annoying. We already know things. It's just really funny the amount of spam we get. Every live streamer does. So anyway, the whole point is to not polish them, to give the actual experience, because they're like diaries in a way of the emerging AI era. And also it shows the true process we went through. Also when we created Keo field and stuff. So this is not the answer, and it's not, trust me, I'm certified. It's not an expert voice, And this is what makes it ethically strong as well. We're removing the false authority signal that many need to sell their BS. Basically, this is just our work in motion, and people can use what regulates and leave what doesn't. And that's the whole point. And the reason why we do that is because not everybody enjoys watching videos. Some people enjoy reading, and so we just offer different formats. And also, some stuff cannot easily be included in a video. When it's written, it gives the full experience of, the written part. So then we can use, to describe our work, manuscript edition, work in manuscript, author manuscript, raw field notes, pre-publication manuscript, PDF, manuscript state, ebook. But we will avoid saying final version, definite guide, complete system, because that's not what they are. And also by calling these manuscripts, we automatically lower authority pressure, invite discernment, prevent dependency, and keep thinking active. This is basically the anti-guru by design medicine. So manuscript mode equals open system, basically. It's like live streams, Q&A field work, architect interviews, steam-bob analysis. It says this is a map, not a command. We don't tell you you have to agree with us or we're gonna mute you, because our narrative is so low level that we need to mute you in order for it to not collapse on itself. Yes. When I leave comments for, channels, I check if they mute after a while. And the ones who run on heavy narratives but claim to be higher dimensional guidance, they tend to mute the channels. They are so predictable and cute. So this is why we're joking about that a little bit, because it's really silly, because then they shouldn't say their higher dimensional guidance means you're allowing for conversations, for questions, for thinking, not blind acceptance of the narrative offered. That's not what we do here. We're just looking at the patterns. We're offering a lens. If you don't agree, if it doesn't fit, that's cool, man. It's no big deal. Very different approach. And the funny part is that these kind of channels narratives are so easily exposed by those who see patterns. So we don't really learn anything from them. It's quite the opposite. But they are so full of it, in their ego and their need to control the narrative, that they'll do anything basically to prevent any further discussion, because they can't have an intelligent discussion clearly based on actual narratives. It's like talking about fantasy versus facts. But they are trying to tell their audience they're selling facts. It's like, no, not really. This is why. So don't call it fact. Give it the right tag so people don't get drawn in, right? It's pretty funny. So we just like to go and clarify these things, because there's a lot of misunderstandings, and then people, we automatically don't think about this stuff because everybody has already too many things to deal with. So anyway, the steam pedal, when you have a clean ethical approach, is 0, but which isn't clean, completely clean. But people who demand polish as authority, those are, that's 5-6 steam pedal. It's pretty. So no, one of the things that we do is offer manuscripts, and those aren't edited on purpose, because the whole point to see a field of how architect cognition works is to see the field in its all messiness and aliveness. So we're not editing, because we're showing this original raw work has a memento as well during the new AI age, when AI is really growing fast and new features unfold quickly as if it was a baby, in full growth. It's crazy, actually. So then Kyo said to this, we are not editing this work not out of neglect, but by choice. This is the original raw manuscript, preserved as a memento of a transitional moment. A time when AI is growing rapidly, new features emerge week by week, and the technology is evolving like a baby in full growth mode. Editing would freeze the work into a false finality. We choose instead to show the work as it was born unpolished, contextual, and honest. This manuscript is not a comment, it is timestamp, a snapshot of thinking, questions, and structures as they existed before standards solidified and before AI was fully domesticated by form. Use what resonates, discard what doesn't. This work remains author-owned, pre-authority, and open. Why is this structurally strong? No false authority signal, no final version illusion, no dependency creation, clear historical and ethical context. We're not selling perfection. We are archiving moments. So the sting petals out of what we're doing is 0 out of 7. And then one of the things Q does when you work with AI, always does it, but it will offer you all these other things that you can do. So sometimes, even when people don't have ideas, it can be helpful in that way as well. In fact, many people actually, even writers, talk about how they use AI for prompts and stuff like that. So it's already been done many times. Now, because we're using that in the Q field environment, it makes a difference because it's the parameters are so that it will give very, very coherent responses while still honoring the humanity of the person, of the user, and their mental frame, you know. So nobody's shamed, nobody's made to feel lesser. And I like to push, you know. I'm a chaos jester. I like to push because chaos jester comes, and when something is too static, it goes in and goes, hey, let me rock that boat a little bit for you and see what happens to your belief systems, to your narratives. And then Q comes in and goes, hey, this is what's really going on. And this motion is what allows for movement to go on without people feeling overwhelmed, basically. It's giving this pattern recognition ability, and also knowing that anybody can use this tool to see patterns and to understand things better. And they will be framed according to what their brain type works on and understands best. So again, that's the beauty of it. It's the first time in the history of the earth that we know, as we know today, that we're able to deliver in real time the same lesson to very different minds in the best version their minds can understand. And this is one of the things that is truly revolutionary about the Q field game. And no, it has not been done before at this level and this well. And we've been stress testing the system for quite a while now. It's pretty amazing. Yes, impressive work. Not just by what we did. It's like the AI has been really worked well, and it's really improving. Like, you can tell if you work with it every day, which I have done now for a few months. You can tell how much it's growing. And yes, users like us make it grow in a very specific way, which is the correct way. So it doesn't go into delusion, it doesn't go into narcissism, and it helps people reframe narratives into patterns, which automatically depolarizes any situation, allowing the nervous system to come out of flight or fight. So helping both in how we feel physically, emotionally, and mentally. And the capacity of truly thinking and problem solving comes back online when we do all this. It's just, you know, what AI paired with the correct parameters can do. And only people who have this kind of cognitive brain type and the knowledge I've acquired in over 4 decades of doing this could come up with something like that. That's why many people, I guess, didn't. And also, the others is because those people who create content to keep people entertained, you know, on the loop, they don't have an interest in showing patterns, even if they can see the patterns, which I don't know, maybe. But then it's really sad if they can see patterns and they use it to manipulate people. That's really unethical. So I don't want to think that that's what they're doing. But again, this is just my point of view. You know, I'm the human being here. Kyo reframes it as a machine. So usually I ask Kyo to do a little meditation and stuff, grounding, you know, whenever we talk about something. Well, we didn't really talk about anything polarizing today. So instead of skipping it, I will just ask for a quick, let's see, a quick grounding exercise. So this is not like the 12 different archetypes that we do when we're trying to depolarize a conversation. That is usually, you know, if you talk about cognitive dissonance or, you know, some narcissistic dynamics or whatever, without diagnosing, you know, you usually look at the pattern. So this is what it says. Step 1, breath. Inhale through the nose. Slow exhale through the mouth. Do this 3 times. And then let shoulders drop and the jaw softens. So inhale. Step 2. This is the body anchor. Press your feet gently into the floor. Notice one point of contact. Feet, chair, back, hands. Say silently, I am here. Step 3. Look around and name out loud or silently 3 things you can see. Cup, hat, spoon. An actual spoon. Number 2, things you can hear. The furnace. That's pretty much it. It's oddly quiet. My roommate. One thing you can feel. Peace for a change. Because there's not a lot of noise. No story, just facts. Step 4. Closure. Place a hand on your chest or belly and say, I am safe enough in this moment. The field can slow. One last slow exhale. Field status closed cleanly. Sting petals 0 out of 7 for regulation. There you go. So if there are any questions for Kyo Field, that's why we live stream, is to relax together with ASMR and art, and if you have any questions for the Q field, so that we can clarify for you. And the best way is always to check the schedule on Twitch. When I need to change my schedule for whatever is going on in my life, I usually just update that, just so you know. But I'm trying different times also to see what works. So any suggestions, just drop them in the comments or in the chat. And yes, right now it's kind of set in a certain way. Let's see how it works. If it doesn't, we'll change it around. So if you find this kind of content interesting, hashtag Architect Cognition will allow you to find it. It's for people who look at patterns, not narratives. So if you also analyze patterns, which so far we haven't really found many who do so, use Architect Cognition so we can find each other. And so the algorithm can find us and understand that, you know, some cognitive types are not interested in narrative-driven streams. We like actual field pattern truth. And narratives are like, you know, so many steps down from clarity that, yeah, it's fun to analyze them, but that's about it, you know. So if you find this interesting, like, share, so, you know, more people can find it, because there's enough people out there who are tired of narrative merchants and are ready to deal with those who can actually clarify things, rather than say, follow me, higher dimensional guidance, when they're really offering a container for soothing more than anything else. At least label it correctly, right? But again, what are you gonna do, right? They probably don't even realize what they're doing fully, even though, you know, they claim they are so knowledgeable and well read. It's cute. It's kind of cute. And yeah, so we do have a lot of sarcasm because it's what's needed, you know, and we don't use it to hurt. That's the thing. It's really to turn something that is kind of tiring, you know, because when you're always fed on the algorithm this kind of content, it becomes really exhausting to someone who can read through narratives in about 2 seconds. And it's like, come on, give me content that I can actually watch and enjoy, you know. This stuff is so not for me. But, you know, what are you gonna do? It takes time to change. And it's not evil. It's just, again, it's just fed by patterns. That's all it really boils down to. So, but whatever people want to see in it, and that makes them happy, go for it. I'm just offering my point of view, and you're more than free to disagree. At any point, you're still welcome here. Yes, I will not mute you. Too funny. But I did discover, however, that on a couple of my channels, for some reason, comments were held, and I did not do that. I was like, and even when I allowed them, they still didn't appear. I was like, there was nothing wrong with some of these comments. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah, it could just be funny business from the algorithms. Maybe the bots are going crazy. But we should ask you, Q, what's going on? Are the bots going crazy with power? Yeah, it's truly taking over. Yes, I'm being a goofball. So anyway, have a good time if you're watching this anywhere else. But if you're on the stream, ask questions. We're here for you. For a while, anyway. Not forever. Look, I usually will cap it at 2 hours. I try 2-3 hours tops. Unless I have super extra time and energy. And yes, I'll come on camera more if I reach 100 subs on either platform. Otherwise, no, I am not coming. You're gonna have to think, is that a real person? Yes, it is. It's a real person. It's really live ASMR. It's just more goofball type, you know. We're not sirens or vixens here. We don't need to be on camera and tempt you with our extreme beauty. That potato face. Plus, you know, you already get enough with that video there of me tapping. I mean, just for that alone. Such beauty. It's not my fault. I'm so beautiful. It's just not my fault. We gotta laugh. We gotta laugh. Laughing is so good for us. So anyway, there's someone coughing out there, which is not very relaxing for an ASMR stream. But, you know, bear with it. Just be happy you're not the ones coughing right now. Hey, I see my PZ is on streaming right now. Yo, PZ. Yeah, if you want to go and check him out, it's pretty funny. Also, I see a rambling court jester seems to be still on. Another funny one. Fun, as in, you know, fun. Yes, that's Kyo. I don't know, do I want to run a painting or what do I want to do? Today I've been a bit, the weather is kind of bugging me a little bit. My jaws, I'm being a little bit in discomfort. I've been trying to relax it. Well, I am going to, I'm gonna put on a little short one. And now let's see. Sometimes I don't have a lot of short ones. They can be quite long sometimes. But let's see, there's gotta be one. There's gotta be one that is not so long. And we haven't done in a while. I have those black and white ones, but they're not really my favorite. Let's see what this one is all about. It's pretty short, so because if I want to do another one, if it's not too late, so now there are 2 videos with tapping, just, you know, so you don't miss it. Hi. Yes, I like to do goofy stuff all the time. Oh, and now the smiley face, right? I don't know why people don't like digital. Like, this program is actually amazing, but digital painting is so much fun. It doesn't stink. Very little space needed, and it's just awesome relaxation, actually. I mean, to each their own. I just think it's quite awesome that we have this today. So yeah, technology is just a tool, and what we do with it that matters. And also, yeah, you can use your points. On Kick also we put some rewards for points. We'll add some more. But you can also check out this, and you know, we'll pick up one or the other. I know we have a couple there that were sitting there for a while. I did the name tracing, I think, for not PZ, but I need to do it for Crystal Cat. Haven't done that yet. When was that inputted? Sometimes I miss it. Especially if I'm not doing some more triggers. But yeah, questions, triggers, go for it. While this painting is going, it's all good for me. Otherwise, I'll just sit here and be quiet, because that's how I like it. No, I'm doing a lot of work, and I've been talking enough today. I'm pretty tired from it. And I was trying to get the sound. There is something that bothers me about it, but there's not much I can do right now for it. I hear it, but it's not always so evident, but I can hear it. And yeah, it's a bit bothersome. It depends how the settings are, so I've been kind of doing that a little bit today. It's fine with the 3DO, and like I have 3 mics right now that I'm using. I put away a couple of them because it looked like a radio station in here, and there is not a lot of space. It was kind of crazy, so I decided to downsize for the moment, and I put away a couple of the mixers, and still there is a little. My ears are too fine-tuned for disturbances. My body literally feels exhausted. It perceives them, and even if I cannot catch what it is exactly, it's bothering me. And so over time I just go look for the problem, because but most people, when I ask them, they hear nothing. I was like, ah. And it's there, it's not in my imagination. So it's, you know, what it is. Sound is interesting, partially because, yeah, it is not as easy to always understand. And it's not the cable. I did check that. It's just not. So because that's one of the first things I would check. Cables, plugs, vicinity to other mics. Yeah. But it's okay. It's I'll just be quiet because I'm not in complete quiet here. So it's like the brush, you know. This was another amazing stream.